So what exactly is causing the birth rate of white people to decline? Here's why, right? They're trying to make it seem like the reason why the birth decline in the white population is because of money or societal issues. Wrong. It's genetics. White people have the lowest genetic diversity. That means whenever a white person is having sex with another white person, it's like they're inbreeding. It's a micro level of inbreeding. And inbreeding, for people that don't know, it creates fertility issues. So as white people keep having children only inside of their race and they don't branch out to go get some new DNA codes outside of their gene pool, their recessive dwindles down how much genes and genetic codes your children are going to have.
Why aren't white people talking about this more? We are on the verge of global extinction, according to Wall Street Apes, the most reputable news source on X. As you can see, 100 years ago, we represented about 35% of the population. 50 years ago, 20%. 25 years ago, 15%. Today, just 8%. And in the United States of America, in 2046, white people will be considered a minority. Elon Musk is the only one that gets it. If current trends continue, whites will go from being a small minority of world population today to virtually extinct.
You're saying.
That's the reality.
Yeah.
That in spite of the fact that black people, non-white people have heard over and over again, you're genetically inferior because you are non-white. That in reality, white skin is a genetic recessive status, not as said by Francis Welsing.
What is
You
it-
see,
what is-
meaning that if a
Meaning that if
person,
you and
your
I were to have a
complexion-
baby, the baby would have color, and you make the contribution and I don't.
that white
So
plus
what,
colored,
though?
well, wait a minute. It's not Francis Welsing that is concerned about the disappearance of white. Ben Wattenberg just wrote a book, The Birth Dearth. There have been multiple articles in the newspaper talking about the decline of Western populations.
Greetings from the east to north to south. In this wicked ass place. The topic, the declining white population. The questions, why you think the white population is in such a drastic decline? Let's get into it. I am your host. I am the one.
Okay, the topic is the white declining population. Now, here's what I think. I'm always asking the question, why you think? Now, here's what I think. The reason why the white population is in decline is because of the book of Obadiah, chapter 1. The Most High have made it clear that I have made you small amongst the nations and greatly despised. What do that mean? The whole world will hate you. Why? Because of what you have done to it. What nation? This nation right here. I'm pretty sure these good Christian white people heard and have read the Berlin Conference and how they took this nation and divided it amongst themselves. And they seem to think that their hands are clear. No, you're going to be judged by the Most High God. Wait a minute. This land over here. China. The Opium Wars, where these good Christian white people have destroyed that nation for a period of time by poisoning the nation with drugs. Now, read your history books. Maybe it's not in there, but yes. Wait a minute. Here's another one. Right behind me, India. Good Christian white people went in and colonized India. You can't see it, this nation over here in South America. They did the identical same thing. And you wonder why your population had begun to just decline. Now, most of these sophisticated people are going to go into genetics and, these sophisticated areas. It's way above my pay grade. So, regardless of how the Most High bring you down, and these super educated people will break it down, I don't have that type of knowledge. But one thing's for sure that I've been hearing is the super rich white people. I'm going to play the clips. they're concerned about the decline of the white population. And then I hear some good Christian white people, they'll say, well, they won't do us the way we have done them. Now, I'm pretty sure these kind-hearted, good Christian white people, they see the good nature of every other race. And they will say, well, they probably won't do the same thing to us, so don't really worry about it. But according to the scriptures, no, you're going to reap what you have sown. There's no way of getting around it. You should be concerned. And one thing I know about you good Christian white people, you will go out fighting. I mean, I know that for a fact. You will try to destroy every other race but the white race to stay on top. That's your nature. But the Most High said, you know what? I'm going to step in and I'm going to put a stop to it. Let's go to the next clip.
Those were the numbers. So here's what they were. The biggest city in the United States then and now is New York City. New York City in 1950 was 90% white. 71 million New Yorkers out of 7.9 million were white. Chicago in 1950 was 86% white. Philadelphia, over 80%. Los Angeles, 94% white. 94% white. That's almost an ethno-state, actually, at that point. Detroit, Michigan, home of Ford, GM, and Chrysler, 84% white. Baltimore, steel and shipping capital of the Mid-Atlantic, 76% white. That was 1950. You know people who were alive in 1950. Maybe you were. Here are the numbers today. Baltimore, 27% white. Detroit, about 10% white, down from 84. Los Angeles, again, 94%, about 37% white now. Philadelphia, 36%. Chicago, less than 30%. And New York City, again, the biggest city in the country, is now around 30% white, down from 90% in 1950.
Well, since we're talking about numbers, Tucker, here's some numbers for you. Before Columbus arrived in 1492, America was 100% Native American Indian. Today, they're less than 3%. America was 100% Native American Indian. Today, they're less than 3%.
The decline of the white population in the US is because y'all don't want to work. Go to an all-white country and see what it's about. Okay, quick question for you. Which all-white country would you be referring to exactly? Because today this is actually seen as a bit of a touchy subject, because the reality is white Europeans are the only country that are not allowed to have a racially homogenous country. Countries like Japan, South Korea, Israel, and the Middle East are all allowed to have a strong sense of national identity and to prioritize their own people in terms of immigration and social services. But if a white European country were to do the same, it would be met with accusations of racism. Now you may be wondering, have we ever had countries that were dominantly homogenous? The answer to that is absolutely. For most of history, so thousands of years, European countries were almost entirely one race, just like every other country. It's only within the last couple years with mass immigration that this is all starting to change. And why should white people become minorities willingly in the countries that their ancestors built? The answer to that is they shouldn't. And why is this only done to us? Well, it's a double standard, plain and simple. And I'm tired of us all.
Only a devil with a straight face can make a statement like that. Only a devil with a straight face can make a statement like that. Mind you, these people have went into every nation and colonized it and destroyed it. They destroy every nation's economy, and then with a straight face, they steal all their natural resources. And again, with a straight face, said, we did nothing wrong. Let me list the nations, a handful of nations that they destroyed. If the Europeans stayed home, that would be one thing. But the reason why you have an influx of every nation going to European nations is because they took all of their resources for themselves, destroyed that nation's economy, stole all their natural resources, profited from every single natural resource that other nations have. And then with a straight face, they will tell these people, don't come to our country. Only a devil makes a statement like that. Let me name some countries. Cuba. They should have stayed out of there, but they didn't. Australia, they're still there. South Africa, still there. They colonized every African nation. The French is the pieces of I can't say that word. You know, they destroyed Haiti, making Haiti pay them reparations to this very day. Let me go down the line. They was in India. They were in India. They were in China. And every other nation that you can think of. Hawaii, they stole that. Puerto Rico, stole that. And with a straight face, they will tell you to stay out of their nation. You must be a devil, a stone devil, to make a statement like that devil did. It's just a stone devil. Like I say again, white people need a White History Month because it's apparent that they don't know their own history. They go in every nation, they butcher the people, they take all the natural resources, and then they take it home, and then with a straight face, they will tell you, don't come to our nations. Don't come to Europe. What a joke. Let's go to the next clip.
Reducing population growth, that's this big benefit. The key thing you can do to reduce population growth is actually improve health.
In the developed countries, the big winners are countries that have shrinking populations.
I would like to reduce the number of people on the planet because there's too many of us.
When we invest in clean energy and electric vehicles and reduce population, more of our children can breathe clean air and drink clean water.
With too many people. We have global warming because too many people are using too much stuff.
Now, the world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that. We're taking things that are, genetically modified organisms, and we're injecting them in little kids' arms. We just shoot them right into the vein. So in the next 5 to 10 years, for the next pandemic, we'll solve all those problems.
When you say the next pandemic, there will be another pandemic.
Absolutely. We don't know when.
We're undergoing a soft coup, and the idea is to create a whole new set of laws and ignore the existing human rights laws and other laws under the pretext of pandemic preparedness and the biosecurity agenda. The WHO is developing through all its nations, but with the WHO director and the United States in charge, a pandemic treaty and amendments to the existing international health regulations that will remove the human rights protections currently embedded in the IHRs, will enforce surveillance, censorship, get rid of freedom of speech, require governments to censor and only push a single narrative. Also, we will be subject, if they can make this work, to vaccines developed in 100 days.
The thing about that is when you want to reduce the world's population, what group of people do you want to get rid of? Again, if you want to reduce the world's population, what group of people is expendable? This is the reason why the white population is in decline. You ever notice if you in the wind and you spit and the wind coming right back in your face? It comes right back in your face for a reason. The plan that you have to destroy the world's population and you get to live. Out of all those good Christian white people that said we need to reduce the world's population, they're not talking about them, nor are they talking about their families. Mainly to start, they want to start with the Africans, the blacks first, and then they would like to work their way down. This is the reason why your population will go bye-bye. Thank you for watching. I am your host. I am the one.